Hi, this is Ryan with Stonefly Aquatic Nursery. Today we are picking weeds, trying to get a head start on a project coming up in May. And it's January right now. I think it's the 11th or 10th, something like that. You can see it's pretty brown. Not a whole lot of green going on. A lot of stuff's dormant, shut down. If you look a little closer, you can find some of this smartweed is poking through, coming up, getting some green. But what we're looking for is Arrowhead. And it is mixed in here, and this is what we're looking for. So this time of year when it's cold, and even into spring, early spring when we still have cold mornings, you'll see it have this submerged growth. And then as our temperatures come up, you'll see those leaves start to grow, emerge out of the water column. I'm going to try to pull this whole bare root out of here. I left my hand trowel on the four-wheeler, so I wasn't very forward thinking on my part. But so this is what we're looking for. Now this is probably Delta Arrowhead, Broadleaf Arrowhead, Sagittaria platyphylla. I'm pretty confident in that because this is the spot where we typically see it. And the two other arrowheads that I know that are out here don't have this same kind of growth this early in the year. But I really like this stuff because it's so variable, and it's one of the first things variable in terms of its growth pattern, because you can have the submerged and then the emergent form. And if your conditions are ripe for it, you can have one of these suckers growing in 3-4 feet of water. That may be exaggerating, in a couple of feet of water, and have both emergent and submerged leaves, which to me sounds like a fisherman's paradise, having that multi-structure. But you can tell when it's this early, it does kind of look like eelgrass. Now, one of the things that I typically look at to tell the difference is these leaves are wider. I don't have a number of how many inches or fractions of an inch this width is, but they just look wider than your typical eelgrass to me than what you might see around this time of year. The leaves also, they do support themselves a little bit. Eelgrass, when you pick it up, it flops over like a cooked noodle. But you can see these leaves are supporting themselves a little bit at the base. And let's see if we can find another one. One of the easier ways to tell them from eelgrass, here's one, this dormant smartweed, is they have this little potato structure, which is where the arrowhead called duck potato gets its name. And hopefully this has one. This one has one. Where'd you go? That one doesn't. I picked some earlier that did, so I was hoping I could find another one real easy. Find another one. Here's another right here. Pull some of this smartweed out of the way again. Well, it doesn't have one either. Well, you'll just have to take my word for it. It has a little potato-like structure on there that that is commonly used by some waterfowl for feed or for forage, and that's one of the reasons why we like arrowheads. I was trying to find another one to show y'all before I gave up on this particular video, but it looks like I'm going to need two hands to start digging through some more of this. I'll try to find one, and I'll put a picture of it in the video. After ending the last video, I found one that was growing really deep over here, so I wanted to show y'all this bad boy right here. And that, get a ballpark here, is almost to my knee. So that's over a foot of water that thing is growing in. Now, if this water stayed up this high, I would not be surprised at all to see that same plant having big leaves underwater and then leaves coming up out of the water as well. But the way this pond tends to work every year is it's probably going to draw down to about where this line of smartweed is. Oops, didn't follow my hand. It's probably going to drop down to about here, all the way around. Now, when we get into the summer, it could go even further. So it's unlikely that it'll do it in this exact pond, but I just wanted to show you all that it can grow in this deeper water, and it seems to like it. It's got much bigger, thicker, healthier looking leaves than the small ones over here. So I'll keep looking for that potato structure though. I haven't picked any more since I cut the last video out. One more little clip that I'm gonna cut in. Y'all probably can't see any of this, but this is where we've planted this arrowhead. There's a few more all in here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grow these out in this box. There's just dirt at the bottom of this. They're not in pots. Gives them free reign to kind of do whatever they want. And as we get more into spring, is when spring actually starts, because it's early mid-January right now, we'll put some fertilizer in there and let these puppies do what they do best. So again, this is Arrowhead. It's a Sagittaria. It's probably Sagittaria platyphylla. Really cool plant. It spreads really well, handles water fluctuations relatively well, spreads seed like it's nobody's business, and can be a really great plant for erosion control, I think, as well, just because of how thick it can grow in a good way. So again, I'll try to put up a picture if I find one after I cut the video off here of that duck potato at the bottom of these arrowheads. And if y'all have any questions, let me know. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Thanks for watching.